Okay, so number 43, we are looking to solve for all the values of x. All the values of x are basically where the graph intersects the x-axis. Several ways of finding that. You can factor, you can graph it, or you can use quadratic equation. You can even do completing the square. So of all of those methods, you can test and see if you can factor it first. This one is actually not able to be factored. I like to start by entering the function in the calculator just to kind of see what I'm looking for in the problem, whether or not I'm looking for two roots or whether or not I'm looking for imaginary, or if they actually cross the x-axis. So in order to start that, on your calculator you're going to go to the y equals key. You're going to press y equals in the calculator, and you're going to put in x squared minus 3x plus 11. Okay, you're going to press zoom 6 to get a standard viewing window again. And you can see that this parabola crosses all the way up here, which means it's going to continue up in each direction. Is it ever going to cross the x-axis? No, it's not. So therefore, since it's never going to cross the x-axis, I know I'm looking for two imaginary solutions. So the best way to solve this one is going to be by using the quadratic formula. And you can do the quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And if some of you are thinking about this in terms of Pop Goes the Weasel, you'll remember back to our song that we did to memorize the quadratic formula. So in this problem, a equals 1 because 1 is the coefficient of x squared. B equals negative 3, which is the coefficient of x, and c is 11, which is your constant. So I'm going to plug all of these numbers in to my quadratic formula. So negative 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 times a. Okay, now you're going to simplify that. Negative 3 is positive 3, plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared is 9, minus 4 times 11 is 44, over 2 times 1, which is 2. 9 minus 44 is negative 35, so that's 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 35 over 2. From this point on, now that you know that you have a square root of a negative number right here, you know that you're going to have your imaginary solutions. From here, you literally can just pull out that negative as the I, and you're going to have 3 plus or minus I root 35 over 2. And that is your answer that you'll see in your semester review packet answer key. There are ways you can put that in your calculator and get decimal forms, but that is all you are required to do. You can stop there if you would like.